The aroma of roasted coffee swirled through a small apartment on Rue de Lyon. Maria, 32 years old and sharp in her tailored suit, secured the last strand of hair into a neat bun. Outside, the Parisian morning was still a soft gray. Mist rising from the Seine. Pinned proudly to her lapel was a badge. Assistant Director, Maison Delacourt. This was the dream she had chased all her life, from her small town in Batangas to the heart of Paris. The office with a view of the Eiffel Tower, the meetings conducted entirely in French, the confidence in her every step, it was all a testament to her relentless climb. Every sacrifice felt worth it. She worked day and night, often skipping meals and missing family birthdays. Most of her salary went back home, paying for her mother's medicine and her brother's college fees. When she heard whispers that Filipinos were only fit for cleaning or caregiving, she didn't waste her breath arguing. Instead, she let her work speak for her, determined to prove that a woman from the islands could stand among the world's best. And for a time, it seemed she had. Her boss, Camille, the celebrated creative director, had taken notice. "You have good instincts," Camille once told her, adjusting a silk scarf. "You see colors like emotions." That's rare. That single piece of praise became the fuel for countless late nights. Then came the launch. It was supposed to be Maria's moment, a fashion line she had poured her heart and soul into for months. Eclat du Soleil, inspired by the bold warmth of Southeast Asia, she had handpicked every texture, every golden hue, every fabric that shimmered like sunlight on tropical waters. The executives had been thrilled with the early concepts. Camille had even promised, "We'll credit you. It's your vision." But as the runway lights flared to life, Maria's heart plummeted. There was Camille, soaking in the applause, giving interviews, and declaring in perfect French, "The inspiration came from my travels in Bali." Maria was lost in the sea of assistants, her name erased, her vision now claimed by another. The applause was a cruel, hollow thunder in her ears. That night, she didn't cry. She went home, took off her heels, and simply cooked rice, the sound of boiling water her only comfort. Weeks turned into a blur. The Eclat du Soleil line was a phenomenal success, sending Maison Delacourt's profits soaring. Camille's fame skyrocketed while Maria faded into the background, a silent shadow behind someone else's triumph. The final blow came one afternoon as she was leaving the office. She overheard Camille laughing with another executive in the hallway. "Can you believe she thought we'd actually credit her?" Camille's laugh was sharp. "She's sweet, though. Very hardworking. Perfect for background work." The man asked, "Where is she from again?" "Somewhere in the Philippines," Camille replied dismissively. "They're so emotional about everything." Maria fled before they could see the tears streaming down her face. She stood on the metro platform, the train roaring past like a monstrous sigh, but she couldn't bring herself to board. The weight of humiliation was suffocating. That night, she called her mother. "Anak, mankana ba?" Her mother's voice was gentle. "Yes, Ma," she lied, her own voice thick with unshed tears. "I'm just tired," her mother sensed it. "Don't forget who you are, Maria," she said softly but firmly. "You come from strong people. Whatever they take from you, they can never take your dignity." That conversation was a turning point. Maria started taping her family's recipes to her refrigerator at Obo, Sinigang, Care. On weekends, her small kitchen came alive with the sizzle and pop of lechon koali, the rich aroma drifting into the hallway. Her French neighbors, intrigued, would knock on her door. "What is that incredible smell?" They'd ask. "It's Filipino food," she would say with a genuine smile. "It tastes like home." One evening, her neighbor Julian, a chef at a Michelin star restaurant, asked for a taste. His eyes widened after the first bite. "This ... This is extraordinary," he breathed. "What is it called?" "Lechon," she replied. "It's a celebratory dish in the Philippines." Julian's smile was infectious. "You should share this with the world." That one sentence planted a seed. Within months, Maria had quietly registered a small business, Lechon de Paris. She started with a tiny stall at a weekend market, just one roasting pan, a small table, and a handwritten sign. Some of her old co-workers mocked her. "Who in Paris will eat that heavy, greasy food?" They sneered, but then the unexpected happened. Tourists and locals began to form long lines. They said her food tasted like sunshine on a plate. A food blogger raved, "In a small corner of Paris, a Filipina has brought the warmth of her homeland to our city." Orders began to flood in. Julian became her mentor and friend, teaching her about plating while she taught him the secrets of Filipino flavor. It was a partnership built on mutual respect, a stark contrast to her previous world. Then irony delivered its masterpiece. Maison Delacourt was hosting its annual gala and outsourcing the catering. Maria's phone rang. "Bonjour, is this Lechon de Paris? We'd like you to cater our event." She nearly laughed. "Of course," she replied, her voice perfectly calm. On the night of the gala, Maria wore a simple black dress, her demeanor composed as she directed her team. The moment came when Camille, radiant and surrounded by Paris's elite, approached the buffet. Their eyes met. Camille's widened in disbelief. "Maria?" she whispered. "Bonsoir, Madame Camille," Maria said, her voice even and polite. "Welcome to Lechon de Paris." Camille forced a smile. "You're catering now?" "Yes," Maria said, meeting her gaze directly. "After all, when they steal your work, you find another way to create." Camille was speechless. Throughout the evening, murmurs of delight filled the grand hall. Even the head of Maison Delacourt approached Maria personally. "Magnifique. You have talent beyond measure. Do you have a card?" By the end of the night, every platter was empty. Maria saw Camille standing alone on a balcony, her wine untouched. As Maria walked past, her heart was finally completely calm. The next morning, a major Parisian newspaper featured her story. From fashion to flavor, the Filipina who redefined Parisian taste. Her phone rang off the hook with offers for interviews and collaborations. But the call she cherished most was from her mother, her voice trembling with pride. "Anak, I saw you on the news. Your papa would be so proud." Maria smiled through tears. "Ma, I finally made it. But not in the way I thought I would." Looking out from her kitchen window, the sun rose over Paris, painting the sky in familiar, warm colors. She plated another batch of crisp, golden lechon, its aroma a declaration. She whispered to herself, "This is for every Filipino who was ever underestimated." For the first time, Paris didn't feel like a foreign city. It felt like she brought her home right to its heart, one delicious bite at a time. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you next time!